What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Heartbreakers, starring Sigourney Weaver, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Ray Liotta, and Gene Hackman. Heartbreakers tells the story of Paige and Max Connors, a mother and daughter con artist team who woo their men out of big bucks by putting them in cons. So yeah, that's the overall story of this movie. Let's talk about it. Overall, I've always liked Heartbreakers. I've always had a soft spot for this movie. When I first saw this movie when I was 11 years old, I got a kick out of it. I thought it was really, really funny. Watching it now, it's still really, really funny. I think this movie is just, the storyline can be, very cold, can be very, mean-spirited and cold-hearted in a way, but I don't care. I find this movie just to be a lot of fun. I think Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sigourney Weaver as Max and Paige, a mother and daughter con artist team, they're a lot of fun to watch on screen. Not only are they a lot of fun to watch on screen, this is pretty much both women at the height of just looking drop-dead gorgeous. Both of them looked outstanding in this movie, especially Jennifer Love Hewitt, who was, she was popular at the time. And in this movie, she was, yikes. And Sigourney Weaver, oh my God. This woman got better with age, in my opinion. Yeah, in terms of the looks department, they look fantastic. In the acting department, I thought they were really, really good with one another. They got good on-screen chemistry. I buy them as being a mother and daughter duo. I like the story between them, with Max refusing to let Paige go on her own because she fears that her daughter's going to go down the same road she did, which is thinks she finds somebody that loves her but overall gets abandoned and then has no one else to help her and then has to pretty much rely on being a con artist in order to make money. She doesn't want that future for her kid. I like that little storyline. I like that little storyline between the two. It makes it feel more realistic in a way. And Max is just trying to provide for her daughter in a way. I like it. Good stuff. And you have the daughter, Jennifer Love Hewitt, who is the rebellious one. She wants to strike out on her own because she thinks she can do it. Of course, when she tries to do it herself, she ends up, she ends up realizing her mother's worst fear. However, it's with a guy who genuinely has feelings for her and pretty much will refuse to break her heart. And that's when Jason Lee's character as Jack comes in. And I thought Jason Lee's movie was really, really good. He's not as funny as he is in the Kevin Smith movies, but in this movie, Jason Lee got to show off some more serious acting in a way. And I actually thought he was pretty good. I liked the chemistry with him and Jennifer Love Hewitt. I buy it. It works for me. Another thing I like about this movie is Ray Liotta. I thought Ray Liotta in this movie as the character of Dean was absolutely hilarious. I wish Ray Liotta was in more of the movie, to be honest with you. He's in the opening of the movie, and then he comes back in the third act of the movie. Pretty much the con of the Dean character is what gets the ball rolling. So pretty much Dean and Max, who was under another alias, they get married. She falls asleep on the honeymoon. Dean gets all annoyed, and then he starts making out with his receptionist. Little does he know that it's actually Max's daughter in disguise, and they pretty much con a lot of money out of him. However, Dean can't get Max out of his head because he fell into the pitfall of a cheat, but in his mind, he never really went all the way with it. And he really wants to be with Sigourney Weaver's character because he developed a lot of romantic feelings for her. This is where the third act comes in and where he makes his reappearance as Dean. He finds out that he got conned the whole time, and then he goes on his whole revenge ploy to get his money back. The third act of this movie with Ray Liotta is where the movie gets a lot of fun. And Ray Liotta throughout this movie in general is just a lot of fun to watch as the character of Dean. He's kind of playing like this, a guy who chops cars, and he brings a little bit of that, pseudo Goodfellas-esque thing to the role, but done more in a playful way and not cold-hearted way. Or maybe that's just the way Ray Liotta is, because Ray Liotta looks like somebody who'll always look like he's from the mob or something like that. But it's fun. He's a lot of fun in this movie, and I really like the chemistry with him and Sigourney Weaver as well. They play off really, really well off one another. Very good chemistry. And of course, you have Gene Hackman, who plays Tinsley, who is the guy that the Max and Paige are ultimately trying to con while they're in Palm Beach. Gene Hackman in this movie is a chain smoker, Cigarette Mogul is a lot of fun. He is hilarious. This was one of Gene Hackman's, this was one of Gene Hackman's final roles before he went into retirement. And listen, for one of the last films he did, I thought he was a lot of fun in this movie. He was hilarious. He has some funny ass lines. And I love the fact that every second he gets, he tries to defend the use of cigarettes and things like that. There's this one scene when he's in an art gallery just browsing. A lady walks up to him and says, "You can't smoke in here." He's just like, "I'm terribly sorry." Puts in her champagne, walks away, and says, "Nazi." Hackman has a lot of funny lines in this movie. He has a lot of funny, overlooked moments in this movie. It's good stuff. Like, this movie in general has got some really good moments in it. I love the scene where Tinsley and Max, who is disguising herself as a Russian, go to this Russian restaurant, and they bring her up to sing a song, and she botches it entirely, and then she just busts out into the USSR by the Beatles. I love that entire scene. That scene is great. The stuff with Jason Lee, the stuff with Jack and Paige, I like that stuff as well. It's really well done. But they don't really have like this really good standout scene where I'm like, "Yo, that was good." But they have cute scenes pretty much. This is where the romantic side of the movie really comes in. The romantic side of this movie is the developing love story between Jack and Paige, which I thought was handled relatively well. It is corny. It's done in a very, formulaic way. Guy meets girl, girl's resistant towards guy. Eventually, girl warms up to guy. But in this case, the girl warms up to guy because if girl was to marry this guy, she will get a lot of money from this guy because he has a business and land that is worth millions of dollars that the guy refuses to buy. So girl warms up just for that reason. However, she does start to get a lot of feelings for this man and starts to genuinely love this man, and not only does she have second thoughts, her morals cannot allow her to destroy this man's life because she feels for him. It's moments where it's formulaic and moments where it's like turning it on its head just a little bit. So, I like it. Not everything in this movie is done in a way where it's like, where it's done smooth, but it's done in a way where you can buy and you can make it believable. So I got no complaints with that. I like a lot of the little scenes where we see Paige and Max doing cons in order to like get by. Like, they go to Palm Beach. They can't afford the hotel they're in, so they do a con to get a free room. Before that, they do a con in a restaurant, have to pay for their food. There's this whole subplot of both of them having to pay the IRS because they're behind on taxes. But little does Paige know, it's actually a con being played by her mother and her partner Gloria. Of course, it's revealed that Gloria conned Max by taking all her money. And then you get to the end of the movie where, Dean and Max, they do make up. And the last 30 seconds of the movie is pretty much Dean and Max getting revenge on the Gloria character by playing a con on her. So I like it. I like this movie. I really do. It's not the greatest thing that it ever made. No, it's not. But it is a lot of fun. It is very entertaining. It's held together by four very, very, very talented actors. And again, it has a lot of good moments. It's got a lot of fun moments. It has a decent romantic love story between Jason Lee and Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's got a fun story it's got a very fun story with Sigourney Weaver in an almost ridiculous love triangle, which I thought would have been cool if they would have expanded upon that more. Like, I would not have had the Tinsley character, cough himself to death before coming into conflict with Dean. I would have played that up a little bit more, see what directions you could have gone in. That's just me personally. But overall, Heartbreakers is a fun, over-the-top, romantic crime comedy that you're going to get some laughs out of. So yeah, those are my thoughts. On this thing. End of the day, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I enjoy Heartbreakers. I still do. I got a soft spot for it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe. And I'll check you back next time for more.